I'm so excited to be here again tonight. As most of you may know, I am Dr. Monica Sanchez, founder of Mcif International Foundation. And tonight we are celebrating 15 years in the business. As you know, this is a milestone for us. This is a very important year. We are here tonight not only to celebrate our past 15 years and everything that we've done, but we're here tonight to move forward. We are here to launch our new status, our consultative status with the United Nations, our NGL, and to announce our partners, our global partners, and our brand new project, P.E.A.C.E, Partners to Empower Africa Creativity and Enlightenment. P.E.A.C.E is our new project that we've been working on for the past 2 years. Our pilot project has been in Nigeria with our partners, Save Africa Children and Social Vice. And a little more in the program, you're going to hear a little bit more about that. But just to give you a brief overview on Mcif, what we were about before we introduce our new project and where we're going. Mcif was founded in 2004. Our very first event was in Georgetown, Guyana. Guyana is in South America, and Georgetown, we are the secretariat to CARICOM. Of course, our organization is Mcif. And CARICOM is a region in the Caribbean with a group of islands that has formed somewhat of a partnership so that they can have a stronger bargaining power, buying power, political power. So the region is called CARICOM, and Guyana is not only a member of CARICOM, but it's also secretariat to CARICOM. So of course it was fitting that Mcif Foundation would be launched in Guyana in 2004. We had Mr. Danny Glover, the Hollywood actor, the UNICEF ambassador, UNDP, was there with us as our patriot and our judge, and we had a blast. But Mcif is about empowering women and young people. This organization was founded on the premise of women, supporting women, giving women a voice, helping women to rise up, addressing some of the issues that women are facing and young people are facing today. So, on our journey here, our STAR program is our beauty pageant that we do, Mcif International Beauty Pageant, which has started since 2004, and now we're in our 15th year. Along with the pageant, we have a couple of other programs that we've developed along the way based on our observation of the needs of our surrounding community. You see, Mcif is an organization that wants to, we want to improve the welfare and well-being of our citizens, of those around us, those we call loved ones, friends, cousins, associate. We want to have a better quality of life for them. And so all our programs are based on community-based. We have the Danny Glover Power Dreams Award. It's an award that we do in March during CSW, which is Women's History Month. And it's to showcase women that, not only women, but because we are a women-based organization, our focus is women and young people. Those that follow their dreams, those that dream, not only dreamers that dream, but those that follow their dream and in doing so improve a person, place, or thing. And there are so many organizations now led by women, founded by women, that are doing just that. And so we wanted to put a spotlight on that, to showcase it a little bit. And so that was the birth of the Danny Glover Power Dreams Award. We also have a program that we do now, which is our Peace Award during the General Assembly. and you'll hear a little bit more about that later. And we also have our program that we do during Christmas in December. So let me just briefly tell you a little bit about where we're going now. It's an honor to present the new P.E.A.C.E, P.E.A.C.E International Foundation, with a caring interest in people. Partners to Empower Africa Creativity and Enlightenment, our peace program, in which we are launching now. This is a part of our endeavor to add the global landscape by bringing a new direction through an electronic mix of game change, which include activist education, designers, presenter, artists. We collectively take a creative approach in empowering and educating the diaspora through vocational training. We will showcase a new generation of African American Caribbean industry professionals. This will signify from within the diaspora. Our aim is to provide social development workshop, discovering your inner strength and opening forums, civic leadership, development, panel discussion, team building activities, and the presenters that will highlight how we participate in saving our children on social vice. These are some of our partners that we have in Africa. We have a program that's running in Nigeria, and we will show you a little bit more about it with our partners there. And it's about vocational training for grassroots people. It's about the UN goals that are in place. You know, we have 17 goals in place, but are we as a community addressing these goals? So we are addressing these goals, but Ms. Caracom focused on several of these goals that we have an emphasis on. Of course, the number one goal is no poverty. In order for us to address no poverty, we must provide jobs. And this is where we have our vocational job training skills. Our vocational job training skills for grassroots people, it's just that. If you are going to provide for your family, you must have a job. For those who has not finished a high school diploma, college diploma, don't have any kind of formal education, but do have a skill. Maybe you know to make hats or baskets or necklace or jewelry or some other trade that does not require formal education. But then how could you earn a living with this trade without being recognized? And this is where creative empowerment comes in. This is where one needs to be empowered, because the society we live in now, that society requires us to be marginalized. You must have a degree, you must have a certificate of some form from some place to say you're qualified. Society has to label you qualified, even though you yourself are qualified. And this is our focus where we're going. We're trying to understand, and we're trying to reiterate to our communities that you are qualified, you're valuable, but let us help you to structure yourself in a professional manner so you can gain that respect that you need in order to cultivate yourself in society. And so in 2017, after Ms. Caracom acquired UNESCO Institute for Fashion Education, we launched this program, which is our grassroots program. Our creativity program. And it has been a successful program with more than 2,000 people trained and more than 2 jobs. More than 200 of those people found jobs. And the program is still going on. So today, we're excited to launch the next step of this program. We're going to talk a little bit more about Ms. Caracom, about our global partners, but before we get to that, I would just like to introduce one of our board members that's here. We are at the Africa Center, and this is one of our global partners that's here at the Africa Center, which is located in Queens, New York. And this is a center that's been around for lots of years, maybe more than I'm old. So this is one of my board members, one of Ms. CARICOM board members too, but of course they're standing on their own legs in the community as also an NGO, non-for-profit organization, doing a lot of wonderful things with children here. So I would like to introduce to you my board member, Mr. Sowala Kesley, who is the CEO and the founder of the Africa Center. And I want to let him tell you a little bit about the African Center, a little bit about himself and what he's doing here. And then we will continue talking about the new journey that Ms. CARICOM is on, which we're very excited about. So, Mr. Kesley. I thank you so much for being a part of Ms. CARICOM, and as a board member, I welcome you. And I'd just like you to share some of the place you are here. We are at the Africa Center. Give us a little bit of history, because creativity empowerment is about empowering a community where you are right now. Come over here. And it's about all of us. You know, in Africa, I know they sense you have the Palava Hut. Some people call this the Palava Hut, as a matter of fact. And they say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, we are the village trying to raise our children. And I just want you, before we get more into Ms. CARICOM and where we're going, because this also is why Ms. CARICOM is set up the way it is, to also get involved with organizations such as the Africa Center. So why don't you give us a little bit of history and talk a little bit about that, and I will come back to continue speaking a little bit more as to this evening and where we're going with Ms. CARICOM and our future. Mr. Kesley?
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Sowala Kesley. I am a member of the board of directors of Ms. CARICOM International. And I'm also the executive director of the African Center for Community Empowerment in Southeast Queens. I'm also the chair of the proposed Southeast Queens Federal Credit Union. That's Harry.
You call me and speaking. Why are you calling us together?
All right. I would like to talk a little bit about the African Center, but let's focus a bit on tonight's launching of Ms. CARICOM's project that is entitled Peace. And it's befitting that we talk about peace, because the world right now is in a state of disarray, disrepair, and chaos. So, how can we talk about creativity? How can we talk about global peace without first looking at the individual's role in it? Because first, it is the individual that makes the family. It is the family that makes the neighborhood. It's the neighborhood that makes the community, and the community that makes the society, and society that makes the nation. And then nations constitute the world. So when one talks about peace and creativity, let's look at the individual and the individual's role in it. First, where I come from, when I talk about an individual, even before an individual is born into this world, there are rituals that we go through. First, if a mother conceives a child, there are elders that come and consult with that child. First, they hypnotize the mother and talk to that child, because they want to find out who this child is, what is their purpose here. And based on the child's purpose and mission and all of that, the child is given a name, because the name is problematic of the child's destiny. Do you understand that? Again, each of us who come into this world come with a purpose. There are few of us who achieve that purpose. The second thing here is that as you are born and you grow up, there is what they call your center. Each of us has that center, but most of us walk away from that center. And very few of us are ever reconciled to that center. Those who never reconcile to their center are people who are always agitated, they are lost, and they are restless. And a restless soul cannot engender peace. Most often in the Western world today, you have a lot of restless souls. In the Western world, we are deeply religious, but we're not spiritual. And because we have a restless soul, we take that and project that to the rest of the world. Every day today, a bomb is being dropped on somebody. Every day today, somebody is being murdered and killed because of the resources that they have. A creative mind cannot exist in a vacuum. A creative mind exists oftentimes when there is peace, when people are relaxed. So, this acronym, this project of Ms. CARICOM, the Peace Project, is very critical to the survival of mankind. But first of all, each of us, in order to participate in that peace process, we must know why we are here in the first place. Secondly, we must reconcile ourselves with our very self. There are many of us who look in the mirror, we don't like who we see, and we are constantly running away from our very selves. If you cannot embrace yourself, you cannot love yourself. If you do not love yourself, you cannot have peace. And therefore, we tend to project that to the rest of the world. That has to begin with all of us. So, it is very critical that Ms. CARICOM is launching this peace initiative, this peace project. It's going to impact a lot of women and youth. Why are women critical to world peace? Every time you've heard of a war around the world, it's been initiated and executed by men, to the exclusion of women. For the most part, women, you notice, nature itself is referred to as a he or she. You talk about Mother Earth, Mother Nature, Mother Tongue, Mother Country. Oftentimes, you talk about the feminine side of nature. And that's critical because it's nature that gives birth to us. It's nature that nurtures us. It's nature that propels us to succeed. So women play a very critical role in advancement of peace. And so Ms. CARICOM's initiative is very critical to the well-being not just of Africans, but of the world in general. Again, I will conclude my statement by saying that lasting peace cannot be achieved unless first the individual identifies who he is, what is his purpose here, reconcile himself to himself first, be at peace with himself. If the individual is at peace with himself, he will be at peace with his neighbor, his family. If he has peace, he will be at peace with his community. If he has peace, he will be at peace with the rest of the world. Creativity cannot flourish where there is war, where there is chaos, where there is mayhem. So in order to propel and actually get creativity going, there ought to be lasting peace. And there cannot be lasting peace unless there is justice as well. So again, thank you. I'm very delighted to be part of Ms. CARICOM's board and all of that. We are excited about this project and we believe some wonderful things can happen.
Tell us a little bit about the Africa Center and what this goes on here.
The African Center was started in 2003 because of the shooting death of two African American young males. One of them actually was a Guyanese young man. They both got shot and killed in the Rockaways. And if you notice, black on black crime, shooting in our community, the homicide in our community is a recurring experience. And oftentimes, we wait until we are victim of it and we get involved. That should not be the case. The two young men that were shot and killed, I didn't know, I knew them. One of them I taught in Sunday school, another one lived above me. Very bright students, never been involved with the law, nothing. But they were shot and killed. Like I said, this is a recurring experience in our community. And because of that, I said those kids who have been mine, and we got together and organized the African Center. And the reason why we call the African Center is because of this concept that it takes an entire village to raise a child. And that village includes all of us working together in concert. And so the African Center runs a number of programs, mentoring programs, after-school programs. We do a little bit of immigration work. Right now, the key focus here is organizing a community-based credit union. It's the proposed Southeast Queens Federal Credit Union. Southeast Queens has been hit by the foreclosure crisis. Okay? And so this is what the African Center does, and thank you for the opportunity to speak with you guys.
What a wonderful evening tonight is. I am really, really excited because this is such an important milestone for Ms. Caracol. And to see that we're here with so many other community members, people with civic organization who has been empowering the community. And just like Ms. Caracol, Mr. Kesley says it takes a village to raise a child, and we are the village raising these children, our children, who we're trying to look for a better quality of life for our children here. Mr. Kesley mentioned the proposed Queens Southeast Credit Union, and I've watched him passionately try to establish the fact that in our communities, we give away the dollars, we don't get any of the dollars. And the dollars do not come into our community, and they do not stay in our community. We give all the time, and this is the reason why there are no benefits. When you have programs such as this program that grows and depend on sponsorship, you cannot go to any of these establishments in the community who takes your money every minute. You have a bodega on the corner, you're always there buying a cup of coffee, buying a soda, so they take your money 24 hours they're open. But can you go to them for a sponsorship if you're doing a giveaway book bag for kids, or you're doing this, or you do that? They don't give back anything. So they're just taking. So we do need financial structure, financial education, and financial institution that are black on black. So we could understand the purpose, the importance, and the role of money, especially our money. So you have my full support to that. Ms. Caracol gives its full support to that, keeping some of our dollars in the community. I want to establish that just like Ms. Caracol, there are many people who feel strongly as we do about community and who have been involved in programs that just like Ms. Caracol and similar to Ms. Caracol to improve the quality of life basically. Whether we are doing pantry, or we are doing after school center, or we're doing educational program, or we're doing award ceremony. All of us has the same intentions. We want to improve the quality of life for those that surround us, those in our communities, in our households. And tonight we have one of those civic society leaders here who have, I myself met him many years ago, and I was so impressed about what this gentleman was doing in the community. And I have a great deal of respect for him, and I'm so glad that you grace us with your presence here tonight. And I would like to introduce you and have you say a little bit about your journey on this. As to, first of all, my friends, only a crazy person gets involved in these kind of organization. What's wrong with you? So may I introduce Mr. Dole and ask you what's wrong with you? So can you come up here and tell us what's wrong with you? So welcome. Of course, this is another one of our board members, so welcome.
Thank you. It's an honor for me to be here. I want to thank the Caracol Corporation for inviting me here and reposing so much confidence in me to have me say a few words. My name is Simeon Doe, and almost 20 years ago, my wife and I started an organization, non-profit organization, because we saw the need in our community to change things. And over the years, there are a few things that get stuck with you when you do things like this. And I'm not crazy, contrary to what she thinks. But she is correct, because what you experience is near insanity. Later on, I'll draw your attention to a couple of things, but let me just give you a quick run through of some of the things that we've managed to do. The Action Center ran 3 programs in the Queens area. We served over 33,000 students and families.
Wow.
And we did a lot of things, but I still feel a sense of wanting to do more. Because one of the things that I always say to myself is that everything in the universe as we know it has a beginning, it has a process, and it has an end. And when you start something, there must be a vision to see where does this end. Which brings me into a serious concern that I have about some of the things that we do in society, especially in this country. Most of the programs that you have run for over 60 years, 70 years, 50 years. And some of the problems that were initially chartered to address persist. So you have to ask yourself the question, what are we doing wrong? Because if your objective is to eradicate a certain disease, poverty, whatever it is, and you've done it for 50 years without success, you have to go back to the drawing board. It means that you've been doing things wrong. You can't continuously pat yourself on the back and convince yourself that what you're doing is a wonderful job, because that's how you're going to get measured. And so when you get into businesses like, what CARICOM and, African Center and some of the other people have gotten into, you have to be prepared for something like that. And what are some of the things, some of the problems that we face? Problems usually cannot be predicted. Otherwise, there wouldn't be problems. So problems come up as you begin your process from beginning to end. And you negotiate those problems as you encounter them. Incidentally today, my son, he was going somewhere, and I said, "Son, please be careful, And he said, "Oh, I know I'll be fine." And I said, "You don't know that. Because if we knew what was going to happen, we wouldn't have problems. Because then we'll be prepared for that." Anyway, I think what we need in the world is some of the things that we need: satisfaction, contentment, which from which you get happiness, success, and all the other good things. But how do you get to satisfaction? Most of the problems that we have are created by us. We are the ones who create all of the problems that we encounter. It has nothing to do with nature or God or whatever. Say, for example, there's 5 of us in this room. We say, "Look, we want to eat." We all are hungry. We're going to have problems deciding what to eat, where to eat, how to eat. As a result, we cannot approach, let alone attain, satisfaction. Because when a soul is satisfied, that soul is happy, it is content, and it becomes creative to tackle the kinds of problems that you're talking about.
That is deep.
So, most of the reasons why you have these problems is because there's a lot of, discontent. There's a lot of unsatisfied souls out there, as Mr. Kesley alluded to earlier. To be creative, you have to have satisfaction. Are my children okay? Yeah. Is life okay? Am I going to eat today? Me, as I feel when you get up in the morning and you say, thank God, for life, you have no problems. I mean, problems are going to always be there. But there's a certain level of satisfaction that you gain for you to develop those creative juices, for you to pursue the things that you need to pursue. Now, one of the things, one of the problems we have in the world also is the fact that we transpose our ideas, our beliefs on other people or different situations to achieve what we believe is going to happen that way. In reality, every situation is unique, and you have to address it in its own unique fashion. So I get a lot of calls from Africans and other people who say, well, how can you do this? The problem is that when you have a situation in Africa, the solution you seek is outside of Africa. Even if it's in Africa, it is still outside of Africa, because the thinking behind that idea is not yours. If you have a situation in your home, you know that situation better than anybody else. How will you use somebody else's cure or remedy for that situation that you have? So you have to dig deep within yourself and formulate the same way that person. Look, it's like in the old days, you go hunting. There's a master hunter who knows how to do everything and might teach you how to do it. But on your personal excursions into hunting, you discover new things. And those are your personal ideas. Those are your personal techniques. They are unique to you because the experience that the chief hunter had is completely different than yours in so many ways. There's a lot of familiarities and commonalities, but there are specific things that are unique to you. And those are the things that you're going to use to solve the problems that you have. So my advice for people who want to, ideas are not lacking.
No.
There are lots of ideas. The problem is finding the best solution. And the reason we can't get things done is not because we don't work together. We work together. But how do we work together? The issue of methodology divides us all the time. Husbands and wives can't get together and can't agree on anything. Children and parents can't agree on anything. So I think that we're putting the cart before the horse. I think that what we need to do is to focus on, defining our objective and agreeing upon the best way to solve that problem or to achieve that objective, and then begin the process of, working towards doing it. Because if you say, well, we want to raise $5 million, how do you want to do that? First thing, black people don't have access to money. So I think the first thing is to find people with money. How do you get the money out of them to you? I don't have the answers, but there are basic things that we can do to solve problems. If you start on the little level, because a lot of people say, well, they'll sweat the small stuff. For me, I sweat the small stuff. Because if the small stuff is messed up, the big stuff never gets done. Funny thing, recently I've been more spiritual than I have been in my entire life. I'm the son of a preacher.
Wow.
Yeah, believe it or not. But the spirituality comes out of understanding. Like Mr. Casey was talking about, your purpose in life. What we did at the Action Center is the greatest joy that I ever experienced. To do something that enriches somebody's life cannot be compared to anything. And so that makes you feel very, very useful. And I know I've spoken a little bit too long.
No, it's important.
So
message.
to conclude, I just want to leave you with these, first. That you have to first, you know, like in the Bible it says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all of his righteousness shall be added unto you or given unto you. It's very true. You know, you have to make sure that the things that are important to you are dealt with. That you consider those things first. Because sometimes you reach for the stars rather than at least trying for the moon in the first place. If you get the moon and you say, oh gee, I can fly, maybe I can touch the sky now. Little baby steps. Like the Chinese say, 1,000-mile journey begins with, you know, the first step. And see where the Chinese are now. Those are your new masters. You got to get ready for it. You know? So, just remember, for us to achieve, we have to be satisfied. We have to take every little thing into consideration to make sure we get to the big things. And to find common ways to work together. If we find common ways to work together, we can achieve not just, you know, much more, but faster. And then have spare time to tackle other problems. Thank you very much for allowing me.
Wow, that is so inspirational.
Did you write that speech?
My goodness, I have to get into be a speechwriter for me. But it is so true. That was so deep, Mr. Doe. You know, we must find peace within ourselves before we can have peace with anyone else. And I think that's a big part of, Mr. Kesley says that religion is not necessarily spirituality. And that is so true. We live in a world with so much hostility, anger, and dissatisfaction. And we want to know, how do we get to a better place? And I tell people, you know, I have a lot of colleagues, a lot of other women, just like myself, some from my country, some from different parts of the Caribbean, some from different parts of Africa, Europeans, and they're doing things just like me. They have organizations where they're trying to improve the quality of life, either for a child, old person, a widow, or someone like that. And I said that the world needs thousands of us. There's room for all of us, because even with so many organizations on this path, there is still need for more. And you said something else that was very important, is that we need so much more of us doing this. You know, I don't know how to put it, but every day I try to encourage other civic leaders to work together, to work with me. And I think that's one of the reasons why Ms. CARICOM has grown so much. And I would confess today that it was for selfish reasons that I asked other people to work with me. I would jump at an opportunity to work with another group, another organization, because the kind of satisfaction, information, knowledge, technique that you get from that experience, you can't really buy it. You have to be in it, and you have to be part of it, and you have to do it. You said that, you know, the best thing that you ever did was your organization that you had, to be able to give without expecting anything in return. It's a wonderful feeling to see someone else, well, I'll use the term loosely, happy, and know that you contribute to that. You know? And it is such a feeling that I think every morning when I get up, I say my prayers, because I am spiritual, and I say, God, today, just let me do one thing that would improve the life of someone around me. You know, one thing. I mean, on the days I do more than one, but I pray just to do one. Because you're right, you can't replace that feeling that you get. You know? And you walk on the street and someone come up to you and that you don't know. The other day my car broke down. And Mr. Kessie was there, and I'm trying to get, and this gentleman came up to me and he said, Dr. Sanchez. And I'm like, who is this? Know me? In the middle of the night, in a dark place on the street with my car. And he says, oh, yeah, I know I had locks, you don't remember me. And I'm like, okay. And he said, remember, you used to do the networking dinner down at Mr. Brown's place? And I said, oh, so long ago. But, you know, when you do things like that, people remember you. And sometimes it's not a big deal to do it. It's just that commitment. And I know it's not easy. Our communities suffer with a lot of constructive sabotage, delays, interventions that are not necessarily positive, that leads us in a different direction. So I try not to be judgmental. And I want to thank you so much for your service. Lots and lots of people have spoken to me about you and what you've done, even before I met you so long ago. And I want you to know that I admire you a lot, and I thank you so much. Back to Ms. Caricom and tonight, which happens to be a wonderful, wonderful night for us. We're on the crossroad of moving forward, looking back at all the wonderful things and trying to surpass what we've done, trying to outshine what we've done, which is going to be a challenge. But we seem to be on that road already. I want to formally announce some of our global partners. We have the African Center, but we also have Save African Children, and we also have GQ. GQ is also another Caribbean organization headed by Antoinette Pitkin, and she couldn't be here tonight to talk about it, but we are doing some wonderful projects together, and just like Ms. Caricom, it's about improving the lives of those around us, especially women and children. Mr. Kessley mentioned that everything is referred to Mother Earth, she this, she that. I do like to, shake my shoulders and say yes, 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 because they say behind every strong man is a woman, but I think the woman is standing beside him most of the time, and sometimes in front of him. So I want to shout out, before I get to the most serious part of my program, some of my colleagues that are out there doing stuff like us. I have a colleague in Guyana who's doing some wonderful thing with women. As you know, the world has gone mad because now domestic violence has risen to a new high. It's unbelievable how much domestic violence incidents we have, and it's not only where women are being abused, but men are being abused too. It's just violence in the home. And I raise this issue because it stems right back to what you said there. If we don't have that peacefulness, if we can't be satisfied with ourselves, then you look outside of, you're looking for someone else to satisfy you. And if that person can't even satisfy themselves, how are they going to satisfy you? And the frustration arises, and then from that frustration, the violence becomes part of the equation, which is lack of understanding, lack of a lot of things. This CARICOM project in Nigeria focused a lot on social vibes, and it has a lot to do with the effects of social media now in our lives, in children's lives. You know that Nigeria, just like Guyana, have an extremely high rate of suicide among young people. And so this is a serious issues that need to be addressed. And this CARICOM has projects and programs in place that has been focusing on this, especially in, this is part of our new P.E.A.C.E initiative that we're launching today, that focus a lot on the social media influence on our young people. I would like to actually go in a little bit about our P.E.A.C.E project, which is our Partners to Empower Africa Creativity and Enlightenment. Our P.E.A.C.E project is basically something that we have been doing for a long time. Ambassador Tete Antonio, the former Secretary General of CARICOM, was one of my sponsor in this program many years ago, just before he retired from the African Union and went back to Angola, where he's now Secretary of State for, I think, not really sure, one of the departments. And we started this program because, you know, in keeping with the UN agenda on the 17 goals that want to lead us into 2030 into a more peaceful society at that time by addressing these 17 goals. Ms. CARICOM deals primarily with goal 1, 3, 4, 5, 8, 16, and 17. Goal 1 that says no poverty. Goal 3, good health and well-being. Goal 4, quality education. 5, gender equality. And 8, decent work and economical growth. And 16, peace, justice, and strong institution. 17, partnership for goals. I want to go through a little bit about these goals that we focus on, and our peace initiative is built around these goals. The reason why it's built around these goals, first of all, you have no poverty. How can you establish no poverty if a person has no work? Because they have no education and they have no degrees. So they are not considered a valuable part of society to contribute to the workforce. They have no respect, they don't get no respect, and they, of course, no value as to that. So our peace project will address the goals that we have here, which says decent work and economical growth. Goal 8. We focus on goal 8 by doing our grassroots program. We're teaching people from the grassroots who have no formal education, teaching them a professional manner in performing a skill they already possess. Because you may have a seamstress. I mean, I'm from Guyana, and I know in the country, there were people who could sew better than Lord and Taylor or Saxon Avenue and never went into a school, never set foot in an educational facility. So, but that person is not recognized because they don't have that piece of paper that society deemed them to have to say that, hey, you are qualified, you know? So UNESCO Institute of Fashion Education, under the programs that we're running, say, listen, if the UN is saying to address these goals and saying decent work and economical growth and the person have a skill, we go in, train them on that skill, help them to be more professional, and give them a piece of paper, which is a certificate from us that says, we have trained you, we have oversight and see that you do this in a professional manner. We say you're qualified now to do this trade that you're doing, to go get a job. So you can feed your family, which is addressing no poverty. If you have no poverty, by giving that person that piece of paper, that certificate under UNESCO, we're saying now you have quality education. It may not be the kind of education that a higher learning institution may expect you to have, but it's an education because you now can say, hey, look, yes, I'm certified to do this. So we address goal 4, which is education. Of course, it says goal 16, which is peace, justice, and strong institution. If you have someone who can provide for their family in a respectful, valued manner, and they will contribute into the workforce, they will also contribute into their home life. So definitely they will become a more valued citizen, a decent working. You won't have someone who wants to go steal and rob and kill and fight, because now they feel like they're an important part of society where they can work, they can contribute to their family. We teach them to behave in a very professional manner, civilized professional manner. So of course we are addressing this, the peace, justice, and strong institution. Because as you said, if you can be satisfied, you would be peaceful. If you're peaceful, you would be strong. And the justice part of it, we're trying to say, don't judge me because of the way I look, talk, or act. You know, judge me in a justified manner, a justice manner. Judge me based on my position, my quality of life at that time, not your quality of life. Judge me on my quality of life. Judge me on my place in position in society, in existence. Don't judge me on yours. So we are addressing goal 16, which is peace, justice, strong institution. Goal 17 says partnership. Partnership for goals. What are partnerships? You know, what are partnerships really? Mr. Doe, you said when you were up here, how many people you serve, how many people you help. How many people out of those people were parents with children who didn't have food, didn't have clothes, who just needed someone to talk to, needed some advice, needed some nurturing, needed some kind of guidance as to something, needed some kind of counseling or whatever else. When you contributed to those things or you participated in, it's a partnership. It was a partnership. It was a partnership to enhance their life. It was a partnership to enhance the quality of life of your surrounding, because these people are in your surrounding. So what really a partnership? What kind of partnership are we talking about? When you have the African Center and you have mothers coming in here that has been displaced and they say, Mr. Kessley, I heard that you have a bed and you have some sheets and you have these kind of stuff, and I've been displaced and I have a new place and someone sent me here to collect it and he gave it to them. What is that? Isn't that also a partnership? What are these partnerships that we're talking about? You know, is it only when you have a big institution and they merge with another big? No. Partnership has to be about people and people connection to each other, and our purpose and our goal and our responsibility to each other. So in everything that we do and this program piece that we do, this also is the 17 goal is something that we address. So we address goal 17 for partnership, 16 peace, justice, strong institution, goal 8, which is a decent work and economical growth, goal 4, quality education, goal 3, good health and well-being. If you can provide for your home and your family, if you have a job, if you are able to feel empowered and feel valued, don't you think your health will be better? Yes, it will be better, because you're in a healthier state of mind, which would lead to a healthier state of being. So this, I think, it's a package deal to address all these issues. And of course, these things will provide no poverty. Now, I say gender equality, which is goal 5 for the last, because that's the most visible goal that Ms. Caricom addresses. Because I tell people the reason I started this is because I wanted to do something that would help women, that would enhance women. My own story has not been told. Okay? I have 3 children, 2 sons, 1 daughter. At the age of 21, my daughter had a nervous breakdown. And my life changed. Everything in my life changed. Because this was my baby, this was my ballerina, this was my beauty queen, this was the apple of my eye, this was my little princess. She's a little bitty thing, so she's never been to public school. She had ballet, tap, jazz, and all those other things that a mother does to her prized daughter. This was my Barbie doll. She was an honor student, finished high school, finished college, have her little degree. I was so proud of this child, and then suddenly one day, I could no longer connect or communicate with this child. My life changed. Family members disappeared. Siblings could not accept and understand that she was now sick, that she had a medical problem. You know, I won't go into it, but it's a medical problem. But in color folk society, it's a secret embarrassment. So here I was, facing a brand new place in my life that I was unfamiliar with, had no tools to deal with, rushed into it, and there I was. So my life changed. And at that time I said to myself that I must get involved in issues of emotion, issues that has to do with women, and here I am today. And on this journey I found out that I will never know a woman that have no secrets. Because the journey that women travel is a journey full of secrets. Not necessarily good secrets, but secrets that society has placed upon them that they feel obligated to keep as secrets just for their survival. 30 secrets, bad secrets. Women are put in a place where they are subjected to so much judgment. They are placed on a pedestal to live with different rules. And sometimes you want to know if they're actually treated as human beings. Or are they treated as possessions, as a trophy that you would win, as a medal that you would win, as something that you would acquire, as a nice fancy car that you bought, shined up and got up in your garage someplace. And you want to know what is it that women, this journey that women are on, okay? Now, we didn't make the rules, I didn't make the rules, I certainly can't change the rules. And I don't think that other women can change these rules. I think what we want to do is adjust these rules so that we can live in a more understanding, acceptable society, society. And I think that because of this lack of education, lack of understanding, lack of creative empowerment, we are dealing with the crisis that we are dealing with, which is an increased level of domestic violence, a high suicide rate, murder, black on black crime, all kinds of crime, and a lot of the issues that we're dealing with that are plaguing our society and that must be addressed because it has gotten to a place where it's out of hand. And so it brings us back to our P.E.A.C.E program, where Ms. CARICOM has now gone into this new era of our foundation, this new era of our existence, and we are so proud. We are so proud of our global partners who have contributed to this journey, to this specific journey that we're on. We want to say to our partners in Nigeria, because you know Nigeria has issues like everywhere else, but they have more because they have more people. So their issues are multiplied. And so our partners over there are doing a fantastic job. We are very, very proud of Pastor Ramsey and his wife and what they're doing over there. And we want to say that we are with you 100%. And we intend to diligently stay on track with our new creativity, our Empowering Creativity program, our P.E.A.C.E program, and we invite the public to please take a look at what we're doing. Ms. CARICOM has developed a new face. We have revamped our image. We have a new logo that we have, our corporate logo, and a lot of this is due to our new status with the United Nations, so we have to up our goal, or up our, what they say, up your game a little bit. We are upped our game a little bit. We are now looking for big money because we have big projects, and so we are, what they say, running with the big boys now. So again, I am extremely happy and extremely proud I want to say that with my new peace project that we've started and we're launching, and this year, this is our launch, our next journey, our next phase of our journey. And we have designed an award that goes with this journey that we're on right now. And this award is meant to recognize this journey that we're on and to recognize the people that have participated with us on this journey and future people that are participating in the Peace Project. This particular one that I'm holding, we have 3 awards that we have done tonight because of our launch and our inauguration of this. And the very first one is to Ambassador Tete Antonio. And I would read what it says. It says, partners to encourage alliances to cultivate enlightenment, our peace honor. And this is to Ambassador Tete Antonio, who was the former UN observer to the AU, the African Union. He is now Secretary of State for External Affairs in Angola. And I started doing this Culture of Peace project at the UN with him a few years before he left. We were able to bring Caribbean people to the African Union, and we were able to bring ambassador to the Caribbean people. We even took him to Albany, and we did a bunch of other things with him. And I have to say that he made a lot of efforts to understand the creativity of our people, of Caribbean people and African people and American people, culture basically. Something that Ms. CARICOM has been doing for many years, trying to bring the culture together, to cross bridges through cultural unity and to have a better understanding and education of people and what they're about, so that we can be more acceptable of people, and we won't have hate crimes, and we won't be going through the stages that we're going through now, where there are so much hostility among cultures, different cultures. So this is our new Peace Award. And we have 3. This one here is to our Nigerian ambassador, current permanent observer to the United Nations. And this year he is the president of the General Assembly. So, and our 3rd award is to the former Secretary General of CARICOM, Dr. Edward Carrington, who is my mentor, when I started Ms. CARICOM Foundation, I had the privilege of speaking with him, and he was able to guide me on this path that I'm now on. The reason why we chose those 3 people, because their participation into empowering creativity has been one that has a track record. It's documented. They have tirelessly pursued the idea of peace in every way, in education, in information, through what they're doing, and they are big supporters of women and youths. And so we want to say to them is that partners to empower creativity, we recognize you, we honor you. And we want to support you and encourage you to continue on this path. I want to say that, back to Ms. CARICOM, being the founder of Ms. CARICOM is something that's very emotional to me. My mom had me at the age of 12 going on 13, a child having a child. Of course, she didn't raise me. At the age of 9, I was considered homeless, raising myself. I have made it past 9, and and here now. And it has been a journey, and I have encountered many women, too many women like myself, who are the product of children making children, children having babies, and who have been the product of dysfunctional homes, abusive environment, and countless other issues that women face. And this is why I say don't think I'll ever run into a woman that don't have a secret, because there are some stories that you just don't feel that you can share and survive. So this is personal for me. I want to say that I'm grateful and I'm thankful that I've had the kind of support that I've had along the way, that I've had the encounters and an opportunity to work with other women who are doing the same thing that I'm doing, some in a more dynamic way and some in a more threatening way. And I want to say thank you to my audience, to those that support us, Ms. CARICOM. Please look for our brand new website, well, our brand new face of our same website, mscaricom.com, but we have a brand new look now, we have a brand new logo now. We are open to constructive advice and criticism, and we are looking for more partners. We are going to be expanding our programs. It has worked. Our pilot program has graduated more than 2,000 individuals with more than 200 finding jobs, and so it works. And we will continue to strive to do our best. I thank you very much for coming. I thank you very much for supporting us, and please look for us in the future. And to our brand new global partners, thank you for trusting Ms. CARICOM and believing in what we do and working with us on this level. So please follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and of course our website, which is mscaricom.com. I thank you so much. Continue to support us. And for those who are watching, we need money, because we are qualified now for money, big money. We have all the status, all the qualification, all the content. Check us out. We are out here, we've been around, we've done everything, and we're doing the programs. We need help to continue to do what we're doing, and we're asking for help, money help. So if you got money out there, we want some. So thank you so much. Again, I'm Dr. Monica Sanchez from Ms. CARICOM International Foundation, and I thank you so much for your love and support. Stay tuned and stay, because a lot of nice things are happening. I wouldn't close this without saying that I want to say thank you to Mr. Danny Glover, who has given us countless amount of support as a mentor. He has traveled with us extensively from Africa, Caribbean, here in the U.S., and he's given us so much support. And we want to say to him that we are grateful, and we want to thank him very much. So to everyone else who we didn't mention, thank you, thank you, thank you. And remember, our brand new program is Peace, okay? It's Partners to Empower Africa Creativity and Enlightenment. And when I say Africa, I mean Caribbean African, I mean American African, I mean European African, I mean African. So thank you very much. I'm Dr. Monica Sanchez, and we are Ms. CARICOM International Foundation, mscaricom.com. Thank you so much, and stay tuned. Much more coming up.
suicide-prone countries, according to the World Population Review. Nigeria, with a crude suicide rate of 9.5 per 100,000 population, ranked 10th in Africa. Due to the emergence of this undue crisis among the youth, the girl child, and the community of Nigeria and Africa, Save African Children is intended to address these with the following objectives: addressing youth in crisis, leadership focus, youth initiative for exploring chronic issues, rape, suicide, bullying, self-esteem, Nigerian culture and heritage and its evolution through social media, traditional practice, and education to facilitate social and economic growth for Nigeria, Africa, the diaspora, and beyond. I'm Reverend Jeffrey Ramsey, and with me is
Pastor Ramsey Gloria, and together we are set to build Nigeria and Africa, building the girl child, the youth, and women. We want to make them better, in a better society, industrializing them, making them great. So we are set to building Africa.
Ms. CARICOM International Foundation happens to be the parent body or parent organization of Save African Children on Social Vices Initiative in Nigeria and of course in Africa. Majorly we started 2007, I and my wife precisely. We decided to look for a way to help the youth, the girl child, the women, and of course everyone in Nigeria and Africa that needed to have a skill. So we founded two outfits. One is HWT Network that serves the male folks. It teaches them on technical things, technical skills, and anything that can make them get fit to stand on their own. Then we have Glow Jeff, that was run by my wife, takes care of the ladies, the girl child, and the female folks to make sure that they're able to get skills, craft, and so many others, catering services and so many others, so that they could go on and get life for themselves. As that went on, about 2014, by the grace of God, we had trained well over 12,000 persons. And we felt it is time to move to the next level. And from that moment, we started dreaming on how to get into UN. As God will have it, in 2017 thereabout, we got a visa to get to the United States of America. And that brought us so much joy that we felt it's an opportunity to come and serve selflessly. And so when we got to America through a ministry that invited us, that had a palm tree, as we were doing that, we were wondering how we will get into UN, until I got in contact with Ms. CARICOM. And the moment I got in contact with her, I was able to attend a lot of programs like the UN Day Sport and Development. I was able to attend a TED Education Solution International Conference. We're also able to attend Education Solution Conference. And by the time I was done with these conferences, and I called my wife and told her it is time for us we are set to move to the next level. That gave birth to Save African Children on Social Vices Initiative. And what is the idea behind Save African Children on Social Vices Initiative? Now with the SDG 4, which is education, we felt it is time to get acquainted with the youth in the aspect of knowing what happens to them in the world called social media, and of course making them useful to the environment. And in the other aspect, to get them engaged in skills that can industrialize Nigeria and Africa at large. So with that, Ms. CARICOM International Foundation, being the parent body of Save African Children, has done us a lot of good. Because our greatest dream, while we are in SDG 4, which is education, to educate our youth and make them useful in their community, because a developed youth is a safe environment. So with this, we believe that training the youth in skills and getting them engaged and helping them to understand the reality in leadership, this can make Africa a better place. And that is what Save African Children on Social Vices stand for. Our goal is to expose Nigeria and the community at large in what it means to be a part of rich heritage, sustaining balance through creative expressions, infusing creativity and technology to amplify awareness to more participants so that we will be armed with the tools to better identify the signs of bullying, abused, or victimized that may be planning to part of suicide. Since I came back from all the conference I attended in New York through Ms. CARICOM, we have trained well over 2,000 youths. We have had the privilege of meeting religious leaders, engaging a lot of youth on the essence of being active on social media without getting involved in crime. All the awareness has been going on. But here we have a challenge. The challenge is space. Most times when we have a huge program, we have to spend so much getting a place. Materials we use for production, for training, and some of the things you see we actually produce right in this place, our skill center, and we really hope to have a bigger space.
Well, hi, I'm Glodjeff, Events and Crafts of the Save African Children Initiative. This is our space, this is where we work, this is where we do our production, though it's very small, but it has been impactful in the lives of people. This is what we have. Everything about our catering, produce and produced here.
Yeah, like you could see, most of the things you find here is actually for the ladies. And comes to the male folks, we had to rent large space to accommodate them for their programs. And that is more reason I keep emphasizing that we need a bigger space. Ms. CARICOM has a program through Save African Children that is coming very soon. We are proposing a wrap around 6 days program to be executed in 5 locations across Nigeria. The cities are Abuja, Lagos, Enugu, Port Harcourt, and Kano. This will include a roundtable conference, workshops to highlight and educate the Nigerian youth and the global community at large to social media culture, youth, and the importance of synergy for growth and sustainability.
My name is Mrs. Claudia. I was trained by Glodjeff Events and Crafts. Here are some of my work. But I believe it leads to empowerment and to touch the lives of more youths, just like Glodjeff touched my life.
My name is Alike Emmanuel Uwezu.
Okay.
I'm from Udenu local government area of Enugu State.
Okay.
Precisely Ubolafo. I am working at Ubolafo. We do install CCTV camera. I was trained by AWT network of Save African Child Initiative last year. So with a little empowerment for me, other youth's life will be much more better. As you can see, this is what we do to sustain our livelihood.